Alaska is the largest and most sparsely populated state in the United States, known for its natural beauty, abundant wildlife, and rich resources. But before it became part of the American nation, it was a distant and remote territory of the Russian Empire. How and why did Russia sell Alaska to the United States in 1867? The history of Russian presence in Alaska dates back to the 18th century, when Russian explorers and fur traders began to expand their influence across Siberia and into the North Pacific. They established settlements, trading posts, and missions along the Alaskan coast and claimed sovereignty over the vast region that stretched from the Aleutian Islands to the 51st parallel north. However, Russia faced many challenges in maintaining and defending its Alaskan colony. The cost and logistical difficulties of supplying the territory were enormous, especially after the Crimean War drained Russia's finances and resources. The relations with the native peoples, especially the Tlingit tribes, were often tense and violent, resulting in frequent conflicts and rebellions. Moreover, Russia feared that its arch-rival, Great Britain, would eventually take over Alaska in a future war, as it had done with other colonies around the world. These factors led Russia to consider selling Alaska to another power that could better protect and develop it. The United States was an ideal candidate, as it had a friendly relationship with Russia, a growing interest in Pacific expansion, and a manifest destiny to spread across the continent. Russia offered to sell Alaska to the United States, but the outbreak of the American Civil War delayed the negotiations. After the war ended, the talks resumed between Edward de Stoeckel, the Russian minister to the United States, and William H. Seward, the Secretary of State under Presidents Abraham Lincoln and Andrew Johnson. On March 30th, 1867, after several rounds of discussions, Stoeckel and Seward agreed on a treaty that ceded Russian North America to the United States for $7.2 million, or about 2 cents per acre. The Alaska Purchase was a landmark event in American history and opened up new opportunities for exploration, trade, and settlement. Not everyone was enthusiastic about the deal, arguing that Alaska was a barren and worthless land that would cost more than it was worth. Despite these initial reactions, Alaska proved to be a valuable asset for both countries in the long run. For Russia, selling Alaska helped to avoid a possible war with Great Britain. For the United States, buying Alaska secured its presence in the North Pacific and paved the way for its future role as a global power. Alaska also revealed its immense potential for natural resources, especially after the discovery of gold in 1896 sparked a massive influx of prospectors and settlers. The Alaska Purchase was a remarkable example of peaceful and mutually beneficial diplomacy between two nations with different cultures and interests.